Día número 5. Day number 5. Day number 5. Day 5. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Good to see the holidays. Good to see the family. Good to chill. Be nice and cozy with the female. Holidays are pretty chill. Now, I'm not too excited about them. I'm literally just ready to get on to the fucking next part of my life, honestly. I have a lot of big plans for next year. I'm excited for next year. I'm going to smack next year. And I just got to get straight to it. So I'm definitely desperate to just get to the end of the year. But holidays are always chill. The weather here in South Carolina is fantasimo. The weather is crazy good. Like, I think it's 70 and sunny today? 69 and sunny. That's genuinely the best possible weather you could have. So, weather is great. Everything feels good. And I'm just grateful for life. Life's really good. Life is really fucking good. It truly is. I mean, it is an absolute blessing to have freedom in every single capacity. In every single capacity. And what I mean by that is physically, financially, uh, geographically, somewhat, um, mentally. Like, I literally live my life however the fuck I want. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. I'm extremely disciplined. I stay focused and I get shit done. I also have fun. I invest in my relationships. I have amazing people around me. We all invest into each other. We all make sure we're winning. And it's just such a well-rounded and amazing life. I'm in amazing shape, which next year I'm going to be even crazier. I'm definitely going to get everything way more filled out. I'm going to be eating a little bit more, and I'm going to be training MMA more. I'm definitely going to get way sharper there. But I mean, life's just amazing. Like, to just have freedom in every single capacity, and to think that I'm only 22 and I'm literally just getting started. Like, this year, 2026, like every single year since high school, which has been 4 years now, every year that has gone by has been better than the last. So 2021 to 2022, massive improvement, and so on and so forth up till now. So every year has been way better than last year, which is good, right? That's what you want every single year, to be making good progress. And I've made so much progress in so many areas of life. Um, Acquired so many skills, built so many different characteristic traits, and just leveled up in so many different ways. But 2026 is 1000% hands down going to be my biggest financial year of my life. It's hands down. Just the business knowledge that I actually have now, and the skills that I've developed, and the things that I have put in place, and the positioning that I'm working on, and like actually fucking knowing what I'm doing and being an expert in what I am doing and learning more towards it. Like, there's just no way I don't make a shit ton of money. Like, it's literally impossible. And I'm not even saying that to be egotistical or delusional. Just using pure logic, it is impossible. So next, I'm just like, I'm so absolutely just ready to just fucking, like, January 1 hits. Soon as my boy Gabe gets his passport, we're out to Morocco first week of January. We're gonna be out there for an entire month, and excuse me, that entire month is devoted to straight money making online. That's it. That's literally all we're doing in Morocco. So I'm gonna be working on the agency literally all day, every day, and training MMA. And then Gabe, I don't know what the fuck Gabe's gonna be doing, but he's gonna be making some kind of bread online. And I just want to get there. Like, all right, Christmas, cool. I got some, I got some cool gifts. These were definitely the best. This is easily the best gift I got. I'll show you boys. My boy Halen got me some expensive, nice ass Muay Thai shorts. So I got a bunch of these, but they're all from Temu knockoff versions. But this is like actual real material designed properly. So, and they look tough. And I have some blue MMA gloves that match with this perfectly. So when I wear those, it's just like bro. I just look like a fucking G. Best gift. So Christmas, we did the Christmas part. It's all smooth and dandy. So now we gotta wait for goddamn New Year's, unfortunately. And but once New Year hits, we're off to the fucking races. So I can't wait. I can't wait. But let this be a message to y'all boys. Like, you gotta make sure that every single year you have to just be at least twice as good as you were last year, at the minimum. In an ideal world, 4 or 5 times what you were last year. That's the way you're gonna have exponential growth. That's the way that you're actually gonna be able to take your life from nothing and then over the course of a couple more years, make it into like everything you could possibly want. And that's truly what you have to do. I mean, because let's say let's say I just decided, let's say I've been a bum my whole life, and I just decided, you know what? I'm going to go after every single thing I want in life. I want more women, better relationships with them. I want more money, bigger house, better friends, bigger network, bigger business. I want everything now. All right. Let's just say I made that conscious decision and a switch flipped in me. The reality of how the universe works, that's not going to happen in a year. It's just not, right? But if your goal is to just be better than you were last year, that's a more tangible, easier thing to aim for, right? Versus being overwhelmed like fuck because now you decided you want everything in life and you're not going to have it in a year. It's impossible. Physics don't work that way. And so it makes you more anxious, and then you end up taking less action, and it kind of fucks up with all your plans to actually get that, and it stunts your progress. Whereas if you just focus on being better than last year in any way that you could, that's a really easy metric, and that's something that's scalable, right? And it's also easy to be consistent, right? Which is why it's scalable. So going into year two, you're 5x better than you were in year one. You're still not going to get everything you want, but you're going to make a little bit more money. Maybe you have a little bit of a nicer car. Maybe you got a better girlfriend that you bond better with. I don't know. Your life improved is my point. And then you do that for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. That's how you see guys that have literally every single thing that they could possibly want because they focused on that for 10 years straight. I would like to say I'm on year 5 now. Going into 2026 would be year 5 of me just being fully committed to self mastery and just daily trying to get better. For the longest time, my focus has just been getting better today than I was yesterday, improving in some regard. I've always had goals, I've always wanted to accomplish things and do certain things, but ultimately, as long as I did my best that day and I got better than I was yesterday, it was a satisfying day. So I'm on year 5, going into year 5 of doing that. And that's why I am who I am. That's why I live the life that I live. And that's exactly why 2026 is going to be my absolute biggest financial year ever. Because I focus on that. Every year I get 5 times better. Every single fucking year. I mean, genuinely. Like, I tell people this all the time. And again, like, I know I can come off as egotistical or arrogant, but it's just facts. I tell people all the time, 1 year for me is like 5 to 10 years of an average individual. I'll say it again. 1 year for me, 1 year of my life and the experiences and things I learn and go through is worth 5 to 10 years of a normie just clocking into a job every single day, all day, doing nothing, maybe going out on the weekend every once in a while, but going to like the same 3 spots and never leaving his town his entire life. Right? So, yeah, make sure you're getting better every single year. Every single year. I could absolutely look back at this year and be absolutely with a full, pure heart say that I am happy, I'm satisfied, I'm content, and most importantly, I am proud of who I am and what I've done this year in 2025. I tried my absolute best. I learned as much as I possibly could. I worked as hard as I could, and I mean that at the end of the day, that's literally all you can do. If most of your days are spent working all day trying to acquire more money and do things that are going to get you closer to your goal, and you do that for an entire year, it's not going to be a perfect year. You're going to have days off. You're going to have better days than others. But as long as you're more consistent than when you're not, it will be a successful year. And I can confidently say that I've absolutely done that. About 80% of my year was spent being disciplined and just working towards my goals. And so now going into this year, I like for that to be maybe 90%. and get better results and more things and be more consistent. And that's what it is, man. And that's why my life is so amazing because I genuinely, and I'm gonna have obviously a long life ahead of me. I'm gonna have a lot of kids. I'm gonna have big businesses. I'm gonna know a lot of people. I'm gonna do a lot of things. But that essentially would make any human fulfilled. And so, like, even now, being 22, being broke, having, I guess, decent financial success for my age, um, where was I going with that? Completely forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, yeah, I get the point. Get better every single year. Stay on the grind. Do what the fuck I gotta do. Oh, also, I got my tat finished. I forgot to show y'all. So, let me see. So right here, I think, yeah, I did show it in another stream. This was like way lighter. So I finally just got this finished. Let me see. I'm trying to fucking. So, boom. Right there. Everything had got shaded in. Everything got shaded in, looked way better. More realistic. But that is the official finished product. Pretty decent. Honestly, for the first tap, there was a couple mishaps. So it literally took $1,300 and no, it took $1,100 and 13 total hours to get this shit done. Pretty wild. And tattoos fucking suck. And I really wish I knew just a little bit more about tattoos before getting this because having absolutely no clue and no context into what I was doing, I got all these fucking lines, all this shading and spot work, all these fucking details and shit. And so actually, like obviously, and it looked tough on paper. I can show you guys the design before I even did anything. But getting it done, if only I knew what the fuck actually went into making it look like it did on the paper, I swear to God, I would have got a different tattoo. Promise you. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. So this is my cousin made this for me. And this is how it looked. So obviously this looks tough. How? Like literally how the fuck? All that detail. I had no idea what that actually took to get on my arm. So yeah, but it came out pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't look exactly like this, but that was because I had a learning tattoo artist do this one and then didn't come out too hot and it took 6 hours, paid 300 for that. And then I got this one done by an actual vetted experienced pro. That one costed $600 and it took 4 hours. And then I had to get this redone, which is all the shading that I just got redone right now. That was $200 and it took 3 hours. So $1,100, 13 hours. And it was absolutely fucking painful. And I hate tattoos. I have so much respect for people who have crazy tattoos. Those neck tattoos, those face tats, those head tats, those spine tats. Holy shit. I can only imagine how that would feel. And I'm here with this fucking arm tattoo, which is apparently the least painful spot to get a tattoo, which I just could not believe. I couldn't believe. I know it's extra painful for me because of all the shading, but holy shit, it was nuts. So the next tattoo I get is definitely not having this much shading at all. I promise you that. But overall, I'd say I'm like 8 out of 10 happy with it. Maybe I might add more to it. I was thinking of putting a sword down the middle here, maybe. possibly. I don't know. Or maybe up here, put it up into my palm, like some tough shit. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna let it heal, obviously, and then see what it looks like also when it's fully healed. So I think that'll help a lot also. But I'm pretty happy with it. It definitely is a cool tattoo. Definitely looks tough. In other news, let's see what is what is happening in the world today. I paid attention to much, given that it was Christmas and I was with my family doing stuff. Let's see. It shouldn't offend white people because you're allowed to be racist to white people. Actually, if you guys didn't know, you're allowed to be racist to white people, and you can tell them to fuck off, and they won't do shit about it. That's the world we live in. I bet you fuck with it. It's different for sure. I mean, bro, I fuck with that. The painted face, you lose me. You completely. I mean, dude, you have enough red. You don't got to paint your fucking face. Also, like you got enough red. But I fuck with the fit. I really do. I think it's tough. It's definitely different. He owns it. He walked with it. So you know, yeah, hell yeah, I fuck with that. Not bad at all. I personally wouldn't wear that fit. I would maybe accent it a little bit with another color like black or white or blue or something like that. But I fuck with that. I really do. You have 3 tickets. Who am I gonna see? Definitely Grande, Rihanna, and is that Beyonce? Is that Beyonce? But easily, Ariana Grande, Rihanna, and JB. Easy. That's like that's so easy. Everyone else is literally gay or retarded. What the fuck? Wait, what just wait? This might $110 million in one fucking day. What exactly? What exactly are they doing? Wait, what was that number? There was a number there. God damn it! I do. He asked him. He asked him just in case it didn't fucking work. I don't know how to make my goddamn screen audio work. So just in case it didn't work, he said, "Do you think there's fraud going here?" This African ass dude, this or Muslim ass nigga, Pakistani type dude. I don't fucking know. Maybe even Indian. I don't know. Obviously, he's not gonna tell you shit, bro. He's part of the scam. It's literally just white and like uh minority. Um, because I don't know. They're definitely Middle Eastern, but I don't know from where. It's just white and Middle Eastern people. That can't be good. Like that can't be just a combo. Why is a full building just full of half white people, half Middle Eastern? That's kind of odd. Like that can't just be a good thing, you know? I have a head but no brain. What am I? A penis. Women deal with periods, pregnancy, menopause. What do men deal with? Huh. What do men deal with? Let's see what other people are saying first. Actually, no, I don't want my response to be influenced by anybody else. What do men do? What do men deal with? So obviously that's a very broad question. I don't know exactly what you mean, lady. If you're talking about during a pregnancy, not much. But if you're talking about generally, then let me eat. How about building everything you see and use today? How about paying for all of your shit? Who is this lady? Is this even a lady? How the fuck do I, bro? I can't look at her fucking account, dude. Hello? Bro. Whatever. I'm not looking at her fucking account, goddammit. Paying for all of your shit. Let's see. Uh keeping the world running. Saving us from evil. Standing for what's right and protecting the innocent. And that's factual. That is factual. What's a scam that's so normalized that we didn't even realize it's a scam anymore? Taxes. Dude, hello? Fucking taxes. Name something even Bill Gates can't buy: the moon. Be brutally honest, are you okay with ICE officers breaking a car window and arresting an anti-ICE protester in Charlotte? What? For allegedly doxing federal agents and warning undocumented immigrants about upcoming raids? Yes or no? What? This happened in Charlotte? That's where I live. That's wild. There's no audio, guys, just so you know. Okay, so she came on once he started. I mean, dude, like, are you okay with ICE officers breaking a car window and arresting an anti-ICE protester for allegedly? So I don't know how the justice system works. Like, I don't know what is right or wrong about it. I mean, it seems like she's at her house or at a house inside a parked vehicle. So I guess for that reason, smashing in, like forcing her out, is a bit odd. But again, I don't know who, like, or no, these are these are ICE officers. Hmm. See, like, I don't know how this shit works. I don't know what's their jurisdiction. I don't know all that they're supposed to be doing and not doing. I don't know like what is legal or not legal, but I guess with that preface, like she's probably committing crimes. I mean, it's alleged, but the reality of the world is like if you're an ICE officer, you can't fuck around because what this does is just it shows people they're not fucking around. And that's why people are terrified of ICE. That is a very intentional thing. They want you to be scared of ICE so you don't fuck up. That is the whole point of law. That's why everyone's scared of laws. They want you scared of laws. They teach you that shit to be scared to break a law. Don't get a speeding ticket. Make sure you always wear your seatbelt. Follow the signs. All the shit from when you're literally learning how to drive. When you're a baby, you hear it all the time. They want you scared. So it's intentional and it's effective because it's obviously going to stop other people from wanting to do this shit, or else you can't run from ICE. Just because you're in a parked car, you can't get away from them, right? So I think from that perspective, yes, it is right. Morally, I think it's fine. They didn't do anything. They're going to obviously pay for the damages. They'll get sued otherwise. And then the girl, she's fine. No one got hurt. No one got shot. Nothing happened. They're going to go take her in. They're going to figure out whether or not she's the actual one doing it. And they're going to go from there. They may release her. They may not release her. She may have been guilty. Yeah, it's alleged, but who knows? Who knows, right? So are you okay with it? Yeah, dude, it's not that big of a deal. I see the fuss, but I mean, bro, like if you're breaking the law and you're also negatively affecting other investigations and other law from being followed, that's like, you know what I mean? Like you take down this one girl from just breaking a window, and then you possibly get thousands of immigrants to get out of the country. So that's a very reasonable justification for doing this. So I think it's perfectly fine. Because if you don't do this and she keeps doing what she's doing, if she assuming she's guilty, then you're going to have all these other immigrants that are going to be able to keep running away, keep fleeing, and it's going to waste resources, waste time, waste tax dollars. So I think it's completely justifiable, actually. Capitalism reduces poverty. Why does Detroit look like this? It's just all the things she said from Poor Plain. Okay, so see, this is like if capitalism reduces poverty, why does Detroit look like this? So again, when I see shit like this, right, and I'm not too into Marxism. I understand it's very similar to socialism. I just and also communism to an extent, but I don't know enough about it to understand why it's different from those. However, asking a question like that's just retarded. Like, if capitalism reduces poverty, why does Detroit look like this? If anyone's mentioning capitalism reducing poverty, they're almost always going to be talking about generally as a country. And this guy just clearly doesn't understand the reality of the universe. Because if he did, he wouldn't ask this dumbass question. Because the reality of the universe is America, I'm not too sure, but is the most, if not one of the most richest countries ever to exist, ever. And that's because of capitalism. So we're one of the greatest countries economically, historically, now and through history because of capitalism. You're going to say because this one street, this one neighborhood looks worn down and torn down, we need to now completely let go of this idea and adopt your worldview and now have a Marxist society because of one street, one neighborhood being bad. I mean, dude, we're the greatest economic country ever, if not one of the greatest. And so you see what I mean? Like, there's just no light without dark. You're not going to be one of the greatest economic countries ever without having a couple gray areas, without having a couple broke spots. Like, that's just how it works. Every single city, every country, every town, every continent, every state, everywhere, there's rich areas and there's poor areas. That's just how the world works. There's always black with white, there's always light with dark. It's just never going away. That is a constant of the universe. So capitalism absolutely does reduce poverty, but the reality of the world is some people are still going to be fucking poor. It's not saying it's ending poverty, you cocksucker. It's reducing it, which is absolutely true. So, suck a penis. Red operative Leninist. Retards. We are $40 trillion in debt. Why are we building ballrooms? The renovated palm room. Why are we building ballrooms? Well, this is interesting, actually, the whole ballroom thing, because obviously, like everyone's saying, yeah, we're 40 trillion in debt. We need this, we need that. He's putting all this money into this ballroom. The reality of the world is, I think it's fire. Like, that's my opinion, actually, not the reality of the world. But I think it's fire because if you look around, there's not much, there's not much monuments anymore, right? Like there's no beautiful things being built in the country. There's no beautiful buildings. There's no engineering feats occurring in terms of like design and style of buildings. Like if you look through history, everyone was being creative and they have like different designs and there was different functional ways to do pretty much everything and build everything. Now, when you drive through your city, every building is the same. Every house is cookie cutter, majority of the time, obviously, and it's just very bland and very gray and very dull. Whereas if you go to other countries in Europe, like Spain, for example, you walk through their neighborhoods and it's like, wow, dude, this shit like is creative. It looks nice, right? You look at Japanese temples, you look at Indian temples, you look at some of the craziest things across the world outside of the US. There is some beautiful monuments and some beautiful man-made structures. And that's just not happening anymore in today's age. And I think Trump's trying to bring that back. They're building a fire ballroom in the White House, in the capital of the country. And I think that's beautiful. I think that sets a sense of like it sends a precedent out there for people to be like, yo, this is what's in the White House. Let's make some beautiful shit again. I think it's going to be really inspiring for a lot of builders and architects to build more beautiful shit. That's my honest take on it. Because the reality is, I hate driving through cookie cutter neighborhoods. I would hate to live there. And I hate that everything's so fucking cookie cutter and dry. Like everything, nothing goes into being innovative and being creative and building a beautiful, nice building that's going to be there for history, right? The initial goal in, let's say, hundreds of years ago for people building something was like, I want this to be here forever and I want it to be remembered. Now it's like, we just need to get this building built as cheap, as fast, and as efficiently as possible. And with that comes cookie cutter shit. One house that works for just anybody, same exact design, same exact building. And it's not ideal. And actually, I think of a story here. When I was like 16 to 18, I lived with my dad, and he had a house in South Miami. Horrible, or no, not a horrible, not a great part of Miami, but it was a nice house. And I thought it was the dopest house because that was I was like 16, 17 around this time. That was the coolest house anyone in my family has ever had, ever. Like the coolest, nicest, best one. And um I just remember thinking it was like very, very amazing. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool house, nice backyard, it's fucking dope. And then after a bunch of renovations and shit, like we made it even way better. And a lot of that being enamored went away when I went into my neighbor's house. Because as soon as I walked into my neighbor's house, so I was pretty cool with them, I realized, wow, what the fuck? It's literally the exact same house as my dad's. The exact same design in there. The exact fucking same. Now, after a couple years and some renovations, my dad's did set itself apart, but it had that same foundational layout from when it was first built. And I was like, bro, why? Like, obviously this is a personal thing, but I think this could speak to a lot of other humans out there that I like my shit to be different. I like my shit to be unique. I like my shit to be creative. I don't want to be the same as my fucking neighbor. And like literally in real time, that shot down like how much I like that house because I was like, yo, I mean, this guy literally has the same shit. And I didn't really think much of the guy. He's cool, of course. He's a cool human, great friend to have. But I didn't really like I wasn't inspired by the guy. And he has the same thing as my dad. And I'm like, so I think it's a really cool thing that he's doing stuff like this. Yes, obviously we're $40 trillion in debt, and he's making a lot of other efforts to reduce that, making way more efforts than most presidents ever. And I think he deserves to build a fucking ballroom, right? Leave a legacy behind. That's exactly what he's all about. And that's what I'm saying. Hundreds of years ago, people would build shit with the intention of it being there for as long as possible. And so they wanted it to be beautiful. Because when you see a beautiful thing, you ask, who created that? And then that's their name stamped throughout history. And that's exactly why people used to build shit like that. So now 100, 200 years from now, if this ballroom's still up, we're gonna be like, yo, who got that shit done? Donald J. Trump being mentioned 200 years from now because of this one decision. And also the 200 years of people coming to this ballroom, seeing this ballroom compared to other world leaders, I guess main house or Capitol House or whatever you want to call it, similar to the White House. And it's gonna be like, yo, we got the dopest shit. And hopefully that would inspire a lot of architects and a lot of people to get more creative and build cooler shit. So I actually really like this from Trump. So Spencer Hockey Meehan, suck a cock. In America, a police officer shot and killed an unarmed suspect who continued to advance on him despite warnings, hitting him in the torso and head. Use of force, justified or excessive force. Let's see. Oh, that nigga with a left hook. Smack that nigga with a left hook. Oh, okay, like already off the jump, this guy's a fucking retard. Condolences to the family if he's dead. Truly, truly. But I mean, dude, you're sitting here squaring up with a fucking pistol held by a police officer. You're squaring up. Are you fucking retarded? You have to be autistic or on crack. Why are you squaring up with a Glock 19? What the fuck am I watching? Oh, damn. Damn, that last one's fucking nutty. Holy. Oh, holy shit. Damn. I mean, oh my goodness, bro. Like, let me see. He's but like this is the thing. He's coming at him, pushing him into traffic. Yeah. So like, look, it's unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate, but I think the use of force is justified because he's a human being. Obviously, the cop's supposed to de-escalate the situation. I don't know why the fuck he knocked him out. He doesn't have a partner with him. He doesn't have any backup with him. So I don't know what was the whole point of this here left hook. I really don't because he's there. Yeah, like he's there. And so this is where the cop loses me because he has his back turned to him and you sucker punch left hook him for no other apparent reason. And so that only escalated the situation, right? So the cop is 1000% in the fucking wrong here. This is ridiculous. Like, why are you escalating the situation? Why are you giving him a nigga left hook from the back? Like, why? So unnecessary as fuck. And then obviously the dude now escalated, right? He's intimidated. He just got sucker punched in the by a cop. Like that's so soft. Like this cop genuinely loses so many fucking points for that. If he did not have this nigga left hook in here, this cop would be clean. He would be clean. But that right there loses him. that might borderline make it unjustifiable because he's only escalating the situation. So from that point to now, the cop is 1000% in the wrong. He's only escalated the situation. Yes, clearly he has a pistol pointed to the guy and he's trying to tell him, and he tells him one time, get on the ground, or like two times maybe. He says, get on the ground, get on the ground. So the guy's clearly not getting on the ground. So they're both in the fucking wrong. I think the use of force may or may not be justified. I mean, that's very. I think the last shot in the head was just a bit much. That might be it for me, because I get why he felt the need, right? So I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. I'm trying to understand it from both perspectives. The cop only escalated the situation, so he's wrong for that. He's literally not doing his job. His civil duty is to de-escalate situations and protect the citizens. He clearly didn't do that. So the cop's wrong already. Now, this guy is also an autistic retard because he's squaring up with the Glock 19. And not only is he squaring up at the Glock 19, he's also running at it while it's being held by a police officer that's also being backed up into traffic. If there's one thing you guys have to understand about police officers in America, is for whatever reason, a vast majority of them have no emotional control at a professional level. They just don't. Yeah. Yeah. Interrupting my shit for lotion? The fuck? Yeah, nigga, shamefully rub yourself. Because that's how you look. You can just take the bottle. I don't need that shit. Okay, now you do it proudly.
I had to show you that I'm not shameful. Okay.
No, you good.
Video like that?
I'm just streaming my X feed, just like talking about shit on X.
On X?
So,
so they can see you right now?
Yeah. This is the stream right here. There's 0 people. I was just talking about this black nigga right here, or this cop shot him twice in the chest and then one time in the head.
Yeah.
So boom, left hooked him. And then the black nigga is obviously an autistic retard because he's squaring up with a Glock 19, and then he also starts to press him into traffic, and then bow, gets folded.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Gotta make smarter decisions, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm playing it from both perspectives, like, because the question is use of force justified or excessive. So I'm saying this nigga, he nigga left hooked him from the back for no reason.
Okay.
So that right there loses the officer so many fucking points.
All right, so but the thing about it is, see, people such as, I'm not even gonna say black people because everybody kind of has like a tantrum, or whatever you want to call it when a situation happened like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can honestly see through it, then you would win in the long run. You know what I mean? So if you would have got hit, and I don't know what you do in that situation because like you just hit me and we're both man to man. So like, you know what I mean? But he also is a police officer. So
yes,
you know you're going to win in the court of, you know what I mean, justice. And it's literally on video. So, and they got body cams on. So you hit me, I'm going to eat it. I'm like, all right, hit me again.
If he has a fucking Glock pulled out, bro, I don't care. Like, it's a cop. So you hit me and you're a cop with a Glock out. Like, you got it, bro. Exactly. You got it.
And
do what you need.
You can sue him.
Exactly. I'll win this battle later, sir.
Genuinely.
But I'm not gonna start squaring up with the nigga and then press him into oncoming traffic. Yeah, bro. Because then that's how you get folded. Yeah, literally. So that's the problem.
Bro. You gotta see through the situation, bro.
So is it justified or is it not justified? Or is it excessive force?
Definitely excessive force. But bro is definitely not justified because he didn't make the correct decisions.
But I'm saying, no, they're asking, like, is the use of the force, is it justified or is it excessive?
So it's justified, meaning that's like, okay.
Yeah, like it's okay to do this, basically. Or not okay, but like it's not over the top.
Yeah. And what did they do? Tase him or shoot him?
He shot him. Shot him with a real Glock twice in the chest, one time in the fucking head.
Play it again.
Yeah, and that's literally what I said. I was like, the 2 chest shots was all right. He was gonna fall. You could have got away.
Even, bro,
The last headshot was
Cop's still
crazy.
going to jail. Just because, bro, when you kill somebody, you can't kill him over. Like once you kill him, and if you like go over the top, he didn't go over the top. But that third shot, they're gonna be like, buddy, that was a little too much. He was already
him shooting him at all. You
played
like
it one more time. Was he stunned?
Yeah, bro. Literally, look, you got right here. See, like he was already ready to stop, and then he lines that last one up and then goes for it. So I was like, yeah, the two chest shots, even those would have been too much.
Was he by himself?
The cop?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was another thing I mentioned. I was like, he don't got a partner with him.
Okay.
He's being pushed into oncoming traffic.
Different.
So obviously he's gonna be super anxious. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dude right there, like he don't know what's about to happen.
He's going into the street with cars passing. So that's what I'm saying. Like the officer's tension is fucking like to the moon, bro. Like, he's like, yo, honestly, I'm about to die.
This dude could really be a trained assassin and take his gun. So he really don't know. He getting close.
Yeah.
He's getting close.
He's getting close, pushing him in the middle of the street. So that's where the black dude absolutely, like, I don't want to say deserved it, but like you can't be surprised at a result like this.
I said excessive. Looking back to it, it might be justified. Just for the simple fact that he doesn't even have a partner, bro. People, like they both coming up.
Yeah, and then you see these other niggas too.
What's about to happen? You know what I mean? And they just walking up. That's mad suspicious. I would have been like, yo, what's 3 black people surrounding?
Oh yeah. And look, there's other black niggas coming from the back. So, bro, if I'm him, look, and this nigga's right there too. I didn't even really realize this.
He's literally coming up.
Bro, yeah, he's literally coming up on him.
In the middle of the street. What's going on?
Literally. Look, like, bro,
literally,
come on, bro.
His view right now.
It's just monkeys and cars, bro. That's it.
He see him in his peripheral coming up, and he backing up. And the only thing he's doing, he's like, all right, bro, like, I'm warning you. And then you get a little bit too close. You know, that's justified. I'm not going to lie.
I think this right here, I didn't even realize all the other dudes in the video. That makes it justified. Because, yes, the cop is completely in the wrong. He should have de-escalated the situation. There's no reason to nigga punch the dude from the back. Like there's just no reason. But it is justified because from there, right, the guy still has every opportunity to get on the fucking ground, to put his hands up, to stop his death from happening. He has every opportunity.
Yeah, he did,
and he's not doing it.
For a minute. He probably already gave him the warnings and everything.
He's telling him to get on the fucking ground. So yeah. Now he ends up with 4 monkeys in front of him and cars coming.
He's literally probably pulling somebody over right now.
Yeah. So. What's up?
Hey.
What do you want from me?
He's so busy.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
I'm just whenever you're free, can we go by the house?
For what?
Just grab some stuff.
Yeah. I'll let you know when I'm done. See you in a little bit. Literally never. At what age do men? Never. Like, it literally never happens. Why the fuck would we stop? I guarantee you, every single married man ever looks at other women in a sexual manner. That's guaranteed. I don't care how Christian you are, how religious you are, how close to God you are, how disciplined you are. You have the temptation, and then the discipline comes in and tells you not to have that temptation. The great economic crisis of our time is growing income and wealth inequality. While millions of Americans struggle to pay rent, buy food, or afford healthcare, 10 billionaires got $730 billion richer in 2025. This is immoral and unsustainable. We must defeat oligarchy. So why exactly is it immoral? 10 billionaires got $730 billion richer in 2025. Why exactly would that be immoral? I don't get it, because the only reason anyone would be that rich is because they're providing massive value to society. That's really the only way to get rich. unless obviously, like, assuming you're within legal bounds. If you're not within legal bounds, then obviously you can do a bunch of crazy dumb shit. But you're providing value to someone, even if you're doing shit illegal. No one's gonna pay you for something that's not valuable in some regard. It has to have or hold some kind of value so you can exchange it for more value, which is usually money. And so, why would it be a bad thing if these guys have things that are extremely valuable? No other human does the shit that these humans do. No other humans are doing the shit that they're doing, working as religiously as they do all day, every day, literally 100 plus hours a week. And not only are they working all day, every day, but they're also working on some of the most important things, not only to our current present day as an entire world, but also for our future, right? Things like AI, like computer, like processor chips, like all these things. And why should they not be paid as handsomely as they are? If they're literally helping our civilization and our species progress and get stronger and evolve into stronger, better beings to live for as long as we possibly can, why should they not make some of the craziest money that you could possibly make? What other humans are doing that? The stress loads that these guys have to take, the amount of people and problems and things that they are responsible for. When things go right, they can take the credit. But most importantly, when things go wrong, they also take all the blame. And so they have everything to lose. So I don't really see why it's immoral. It's absolutely unsustainable, just because obviously you can't have such a wealth gap with just really insanely rich people and then really insanely poor people and no middle class in between. You need something to balance that. And the poor people have to get less poor. The rich people can get as rich as they fucking want. And so I don't see how it's immoral whatsoever. I think it's perfectly fine if they're providing the amount of value that they are to society. It's not like they sit at home with their dick in their hand talking shit on the internet and then they just get rich. Like, no, bro, these guys are earning every single dollar. They are doing some of the most innovative and craziest shit that humans could possibly do. I mean, if you hear about a day in the life of Elon, I mean, bro, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then also not only that, but their entire lives have been devoted to this cause. Their entire lives have been dedicated to everything that they are and doing right now. So why shouldn't Elon be worth $500 billion if he does things that no other human on the planet wants to do out of 8 billion? I think that's perfectly justifiable. He's literally 1 in 8 billion. I don't really think it's immoral at all. Absolutely unsustainable. I don't really see how a world exists where it's just poor people and rich people because, I mean, you take out an entire class of people. The middle class. How many people are in the middle class? Let me see. How many people are in the middle class in USA on average? Let's see the average, like throughout the history of the US. About half. So you essentially kill the country. That's crazy. Half. And it was 61% in 1971. And it was probably even higher in the 60s and 50s. That's nuts. So, yeah. So it's absolutely unsustainable because the longer that gap goes, the more people class, right? Because essentially what's happening is you have your poor people, you have your rich people. Then you got the middle class. And what's happening is people in the middle class, some of them are falling down to poverty line and then very up to rich line. And it's happening at a rate that poverty is getting more prevalent than the actual rich people. And then obviously so many people leaving middle class entirely, there's only going to be majority of poverty, a minority of rich, and then maybe, I mean, obviously as time goes on, it can that 50% can go down to 40%, 30%, 20% of people that are actually middle class in America. So absolutely unsustainable, not moral. Absolutely unsustainable, not immoral. Despite the massive Somali fraud scandal, Tim Walz announced a new welfare program for Somalis and other illegals. The taxpayer-funded family and medical leave program gives Somalis up to 20 paid weeks off per year to bond with a child. That's fucking crazy. And I don't know much about the Somali fraud scandal. So before I comment on this, let me ask Mr. Grok. Let me ask him about the Somali fraud scandal. Is a major ongoing federal investigation into widespread fraud in Minnesota's social services and welfare programs. It has become a high-profile national issue in late 2025, especially under the Trump administration, involving allegations of over $1 billion in stolen taxpayer funds, primarily through schemes exploiting programs for child nutrition, housing assistance, autism therapy, and other services. Key details of the scandal. The fraud largely centers on Minnesota's generous safety net programs, which expanded significantly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Prosecutors describe it as an industrial scale fraud, with many cases involving fake claims for services never provided. Example, meals for thousands of non existent children, therapy for autistic kids who weren't enrolled, or housing help that didn't occur. Main schemes including the Feeding Our Future nonprofit case, initially uncovered in 2022, where hundreds of millions were allegedly stolen from federal child nutrition programs via fabricated meal counts, invoices, and attendance records. Wow. Additional fraud targeted Medicaid-related programs for autism services and housing stabilization. Funds were reportedly used for luxury purchases, cars, jewelry, real estate in the US, Turkey, Kenya. Lavish life, overseas transfers. Some money was allegedly sent abroad via informal remittance networks, Hawala, raising questions about potential links to Somali's El Shabaab terrorist group and Al Qaeda affiliate. Scale federal prosecutors estimated losses exceeding $1 billion across multiple programs since around 2018 to 2020, with some officials suggesting half or more of $18 billion in certain Medicaid services could involve fraud. Over 80 to 90 people have been charged, with dozens already convicted, most of Somali descent, through the founder of Feeding Our Future was white. Visual examples of how fraud proceeds were allegedly spent based on core exhibits and media reports showing luxury items. These images illustrate reported examples. Involved parties and broader context. Minnesota has the largest Somali American population in the U.S., over 80,000 people. Many refugees from Somalia's civil war since the 1990s. Over 80,000 people, many refugees. The community of diverse and the community is diverse and includes many law-abiding citizens, but prosecutors say fraud took root in certain networks, exploiting lax oversight. Critics, including some in the Somali community, argue state officials under government. Critics, including some in the Somali community, argue state officials were slow to act due to fears of racism accusations or political backlash. Federal action has been led by U.S. attorneys in Minnesota, with convictions dating back to 2022 to 2024, but the scandal exploded nationally in late 2025. Political fallout in 2025. President Trump has repeatedly highlighted the scandal, calling Minnesota a hub of fraudulent money laundering, criticizing Governor Walz and revoking temporary protected status for Somalis in the state, leading to immigration enforcement actions. He has used strong rhetoric against Somali immigrants. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announced investigations into possible links to al-Shabaab though some investigations note no direct evidence of taxpayer funds reaching terrorists, with most money going to personal luxury. House committees have probed related issues, including potential fraud in other states. Representative Ilhan Omar has condemned the fraud, called for accountability, and said any terrorism links would indicate FBI failures. The scandal has sparked debates on welfare program vulnerabilities, immigration policy, and oversight in high-trust systems interacting with diverse populations. Investigations continue while officials warning more revelations are likely. Wow. So that is actually crazy. So they've already stolen $1 billion. The Somali motherfuckers. Now, obviously, not all of them are bad, but because of their existence and presence in Minnesota, they have stolen over $1 billion in just 3 years. In just 3 years? That's crazy. That's money that's not going to needed causes, right? Like they said they were fraudulating. I wonder if that's a word, but they were faking the meals that were given to kids. Where are they at? There's some, yeah, right here, including initially uncovered in 2022, where hundreds of millions were allegedly stolen from federal child nutrition programs via fabricated meal counts, invoices, and attendance records. So they're lying about kids being fed and being present during programs that obviously are to benefit them. All that money is being completely stolen. And obviously, if the government is already paying for a service that they think has been done, they're not going to actually get the service done, meaning no kids are actually going to receive those benefits. So this is fucked up. This is crazy. This is criminal. This is insane. And then now, Mr. Governor Walz is giving them more shit. That's crazy. So now, after Somalis have stolen $1 billion from these cocksuckers, they now have more insurance. They can now get 20 paid weeks off per year to just be with their family. 20 paid weeks? There's only 52 weeks. What the fuck? What? Bro, 20 paid weeks? That's crazy. A month. So I'm just trying to understand here. Is there a year? Yeah, let me see the year schedule. So there's 52 weeks, 4 in each. So you're taking 20 off. That means you can take almost 2 weeks off per month. It's like one and a quarter, right? You take 1, 2, you take a week off for 12 months. That's 12 weeks used. And then you could take another 8 weeks to divide it by 12. That's 0.25. So yeah, literally a week and a quarter off per month. What the fuck? And then get paid for that shit? That's actually crazy. So these cocksuckers can just take 1.25 weeks off of work, do nothing, and get paid. So these cocksuckers can just take 1.25 weeks off of work, do nothing, and get paid. Their cocks must be massive to deserve all this shit after literally stealing. That's fucking crazy. This goddamn gay white cocksucker. What? Like, oh man, that sucks. That's wild. But that's gonna wrap up the stream, my boys. Y'all be easy. Time to get on with my day. You already know. Stay busy, stay locked. I love y'all. Peace.